Day in the life of a mobile detailer, the reality behind the shine. I'm going to take you along for a ride on what an average day looks like for a detailer, and to be honest, it's not as exciting as you would expect. I run through the morning motions just like everybody else, and I'm eyeing out that ice cream for later. Fill up my water with my creatine, make a little tea. It helps trick my brain into thinking I'm drinking coffee. I'm trying not to drink as much caffeine. And if your washroom doesn't look like this and you're a detailer, are you even a detailer? Got to take care of the kitties, of course, give them some water, some food. Give them some morning pets, that's all part of the routine. You don't want them to think you're neglecting them and come home to a freshly laid poopy on your carpet. In the meantime, my girlfriend woke up, so I went ahead and made her some tea as well. Then I went ahead and got dressed for the day. I'm pulling up to every job repping that pink junkie hoodie made by yours truly. Let me know what you guys think. So we made it to our appointment actually ahead of time. And thankfully it wasn't too bad. This wasn't your typical crust bucket. The worst part of this car was probably the floor mats and the center console. Now I'm not gonna lie, destroyed center consoles are probably one of my biggest pet peeves because you just can't clean them right. And when you do try to clean them right, you just end up destroying it even more, and then it just looks bad on you. So yeah, definitely a pet peeve of mine. Like I said, these floor mats were probably the worst part of the car, so it definitely took most of my time to get these looking right, but in the end we got them looking brand new again. We went from these dirty, crusty Maxima logos to this looking brand new again. I went ahead and performed surgery on this trunk mat as well. Did the same steps as you've seen me do before. Don't worry, I'm not going to bore you to death with all the steps. You've seen me do it plenty of times. If you want to be bored to death, go ahead and go to the DMV. I went ahead and lathered this puppy up with my pH neutral soap after doing all the wheels, and then gave it a good hand wash, making sure I hit every nook and cranny. The biggest waste of time is having to go back and do stuff you didn't do right, so you got to do it right the first time. After I got the car all rinsed off, I'm going to be hitting it with that Kokemi SO03. Honestly, this thing has been my favorite lately. Once you get that thing all lathered up, you just kind of let it sit for a second and think about what you're going to do later. You don't want to let it sit for too long. You're going to go ahead and rinse that thing off, and then boom, modern chemistry does the work for you. Now the paint is hydrophobic. I've really been loving this SO03, honestly. I've been using it on a lot of cars lately, and as you can see, the exterior is looking spick and span, and so is that interior. Now, even when cars are clean, a good detailer is always going to make it look even cleaner. After I was done marveling at my work, I went ahead and jumped back on the highway to head home so I can take care of this death pile that I've been collecting in my washroom. Dirty towels are just a never-ending story if you're a detailer. After that, I had to hop on the phone and call a couple of customers. First one was just a follow-up call with no answer. And the second call was a customer I've worked for before who just doesn't really like to accept the price of things. Now, this is probably one of the worst type of customers you can have because they don't value the work that you're doing for them. The conversation went totally left and he started to disrespect me, and I did my best to stay calm and end the conversation as quickly as possible because it was clear he was not going to want to pay the price. Not all money is good money, and every day isn't going to be some fancy IG reality.